get ready with me while I share with you my GLP-1 maintenance dose update, as well as some other things I've just had on my mind that I thought I would share with my Risa makeup family. Even though it can be scary to open up to the internet on personal issues, you all have helped me in so many ways that I am incredibly grateful for. And I know I've said this before, but it is really important for women our age to talk to each other, to be open with each other, and share what's going on during this phase of our lives, whether it is perimenopause or other health issues, empty nesting, taking care of parents that are getting older. I don't know about you, but it's become harder and harder to not only make friends, but also nurture those friendships as we get older. That's the main reason why I truly enjoy doing these Get Ready With Me's. And if you've never watched one of my Get Ready With Me's before, I'm not going to do a tutorial. It's just going to be me talking. Of course, I will list all of the products that I use in this video in case you are curious. I will also mention if a product is new to me. I did purchase a few things that I'm trying for the first time, and I will also, give you some thoughts on the products here and there. But let's get into what I am asked about the most, which is a GLP-1 maintenance dose update. If you are perhaps new to my channel and are curious as to why I am on a GLP-1 in the first place, I will try to find the original video. I've been on a GLP-1 now for a little over a year. It was March of 2025 that I started on one. And I'll need to go back and find the video where I first explained why I decided to go on, me and my healthcare provider decided to start me on a GLP-1. And for those of you that might not know, a lot of you know already, that my provider and who I get my GLP-1 through is Midi Health. I have been a Midi Health partner for 2 years, and it is truly the most organic partnership I've ever done, because I tell everyone I know, every woman I know around my age about Midi. I do apologize to those of you who have heard me speak about Midi so many times, but I have to let all the new people know what Midi Health is. Midi Health is a virtual care clinic specifically for women going through perimenopause and menopause. You probably already know how frustrating it can be to get help for your symptoms, whether it's weight changes, difficulty losing weight, PCOS, skin changes, trouble sleeping, hot flashes. A lot of women go to their primary care physician or their OBGYN and end up feeling very dismissed. What I love about Midi is that the visits are virtual, unrushed, and focused entirely on you. You simply book your appointment online, meet with your clinician from the comfort of your own home, and actually talk through what you're experiencing. And if testing is needed, Midi Health will arrange that for you. And then you continue with follow-up visits so that your care can be adjusted if needed. My clinician made me feel like she genuinely wanted to help me figure things out. And because I've had such a great experience with Midi, I do find myself recommending them all the time, because I read all the time comments from women saying that they are struggling to get help with these symptoms. They feel frustrated or ignored when they try to get help. So if you are looking for personalized, compassionate care from the comfort of your own home that is covered by most insurance, I will have the link below in the description box that you can click and book your first visit. As I mentioned, Midi is who prescribes my GLP-1. I am on a compounded semaglutide. I get it from a pharmacy in Arizona. And I started off on, I always forget to go look and see what my dose is. I will put that either on the screen. I will put that information either on the screen or in the description box for you. And my goal was to lose about 20 pounds when I first started a little over a year ago. And it was just 20 pounds that I could not get off no matter what I did. Of course, I didn't jump right to a GLP-1. I tried everything. Or let's just say I tried, gosh, I have so many little hairs here. The hairs are just growing everywhere. Obviously, watching what I ate, calories in, calories out, that whole thing. I was walking on the treadmill every single day. I was doing strength training, all those things you are supposed to do to try and lose weight. And people always ask me about side effects. Early on, I did have a couple, like I would feel a little nauseous the day after my injection. I also needed to really up my fiber intake. Otherwise, I had some problems, if you know what I mean. But I would say after about 2 months, everything was fine. And now that I take the shot every other week for maintenance, I really don't have any side effects to speak of at all. So it took me about 6 months to lose the, you know what, I really want to try this green that's in this Sigma Warm Neutrals palette. I haven't used this palette in a long time. It took me about 6 months to lose the 20 pounds. And I knew that losing 2 to 3 pounds per month was actually the healthiest way to lose weight and actually keep it off. So I did not mind that it took 6 months. And so once I was at my goal weight, that is when my clinician said, okay, now let's try a maintenance dose. And what she told me to do was to weigh myself every week. And if my weight stayed at my goal weight, skip that week's injection. And if my weight went up, then I was to take the injection that week. Or for the first month on a maintenance dose, I was having to take the shot more like every 9 to 10 days than every 2 weeks. Now I'm finally at that point where I definitely can go every 2 weeks. Even if I go up a pound or 2, sometimes I'll still skip the dose just because I'm still in that range. You have to go into using one of these medications with a good mindset or a healthy mindset. I do not like seeing the early 2000s super skinny trend coming back. I'm not out to be super, super skinny. And no matter how skinny someone else thinks you may already be, we all have a weight that we are comfortable at, that we would really like to stay at. So that's where I am right now. I always hesitate to say my height and weight because everybody's weight is just distributed so differently. I am currently, well, I'm not currently 5'7". I've been 5'7" for a long time, but I'm currently 135 pounds, which for me is where I'm happiest. I don't want to be 118 pounds like I was in high school. I think I would look kind of ill. I would. I'm not saying if you are 5'7" and 118, you look ill, but I feel like 118 on me would not look great. So that is what I do now. I just weigh myself every week, see where I'm at. Actually, I shouldn't say that I weigh myself every week because some weeks I don't. I just know I'm going to skip based on how my clothes are fitting. I think we all have that one pair of jeans or that one dress that is kind of like our gauge on how we're doing weight-wise. Like if we can still fit into those jeans or that dress, we're good. Or if those jeans are feeling tight, we need to do something. Or if that dress is feeling loose, we're like, ooh, that's exciting. So yeah, I think that is my update. Is there anything else to say? I mean, I'm doing well. I'm doing really well on it. But another health update that I was sort of mulling over whether or not I should share, but then again, I started thinking, oh gosh, you guys have always been so helpful just in the comments with ideas and things that you've done and just hearing other people's experiences. So I'm going to mention it. I'm not going to go into detail, but I have to have a DNC soon. I haven't scheduled it yet, but I would honestly love, if you have had that procedure, to know what your experience was, what your tips and tricks, not tips and tricks, but like your tips are for going into the procedure. I have the option to do it in office or at a surgery center. I'm not quite sure if my insurance will pay for the surgery center, but that's an option. So please just let me know anything you think I should know before having this procedure. And by the way, it was my Midi clinician that looked at my blood work first. And also, through our conversation, I told her the problems I was having. And she's the one who referred me to a local in-person practice. One of the main reasons I started with Midi in the first place was because I couldn't even find an OBGYN practice that would take me. No one was accepting new patients unless you were pregnant, and my Midi clinician was able to make a few calls, or I don't know if she made calls or how she did it, but she got me in, and I am so thankful for that. All right, so I kind of want to move on from the health stuff, and I want to talk about my job. I've been doing this YouTube thing for a decade now, and I feel like I'm behind. I don't feel like that a lot, but enough to where I thought, why not talk about it? Why not share it with you all and maybe get some feedback? Maybe get some, I don't want to say that I'm looking for validation because I'm not, but maybe I am. I don't know. I've just been thinking that I'm not a good influencer. Now, I'm not saying that because I want you all to be in the comments saying, no, you're a great influencer. I just feel like I'm never doing enough and I'm not keeping up with my peers. Like when I see people, content creators who are able to post, and not just post, but post really good content for Instagram, for TikTok, and on YouTube, and they're successful on all three platforms, I think, well, why can't I do that? It's not like I have small children at home. It's not like I am putting out 5 videos on YouTube per week that I don't have time to improve, or not improve, but to put out more content. I just don't do it. I will say though that I am constantly trying to improve my YouTube videos. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last few videos, the background has been a little different, although I post sometimes out of order. The lighting can sometimes be not the best. It's because I'm trying to improve. And so many YouTubers, and this is where it kind of brings me down back to reality and not feel bad about myself, not have a pity party for myself. I know that a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other content creators have help. They have either a spouse or a friend or someone that they know that is good with tech, that is good with lighting, editing. I was recently speaking to another content creator who says she spends $2,000 a month on an editor. And I am of two minds about that. Part of me thinks, oh, well, if it's making her videos that much better, she's getting that many more views, her channel or her page is growing, and she's just really happy with what that editor is doing, then it's worth it, of course. But then another part of me says, I kind of like having my videos be not so overproduced, having them be more like YouTube used to be, when you would see beauty content creators in their closets just talking about the makeup that they love and doing tutorials. And I kind of feel like that's me, that I am that old school YouTuber that just wants to sit down in the best lighting I could possibly do on my own and just speak organically about products I love, or have one-way conversations, but conversations like this. And they don't feel like one-way conversations, simply because I do go in and I read your comments, and even if I can't respond to every single one, believe me when I say I want to. You just have to keep in mind that I not only get comments on this YouTube video or whatever the newest video is that I put up, but also on my entire catalog of videos that YouTube is still thankfully showing to people. I also get emails, and I also get comments on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So it's a lot to keep up with. And some people also have assistants. I used to have an assistant, but I just felt like I didn't have enough work for her to do. But anyway, it's not just the quality of the videos and growing my channel. I was never in this to have 1 million followers. Of course, that's great, but I honestly think about the fact that I have close to 500,000 subscribers on this platform, and I am just in shock. It's still, every time I look at that number, it surprises me, and I do feel gratitude. So then why do I feel like I'm behind? Well, I look at other, they say comparison is the thief of joy, and I think we are all guilty of it, even though we know that. Our brains say comparison is the thief of joy, don't do it. But a lot of us still do it because it's human nature. So I recently saw a content creator that I am a big fan of. I think she's fabulous. And she recently launched a new product, like her own brand and her first product. And I'm honestly so happy for her. I love to see women, especially mature women, just killing it in the beauty space, just really bringing out products that are going to be beneficial for those of us who are in our 40s and 50s and beyond. Just being a true business owner, putting themselves out there, taking a risk. I think it's amazing. But then I also think, why haven't I done that? Is it because I'm just afraid to take a risk? Or is it just because the concept is too daunting to have to think about going to a manufacturer? Like, I just wouldn't even know where to start. And that's honestly how for those of you that don't know, I did have a lash collab with BK Beauty that unfortunately was discontinued about, was it 2 years ago now? No, it was a year ago. It was like January of 2025. And I do not blame BK Beauty for discontinuing not only my lashes, but they also had lip liners and they had lipsticks, and they just discontinued all of the makeup and the lashes because they just wanted to focus on the brushes, which I totally get. I mean, my lashes were launched 2 years prior to them being discontinued, and it was a whole different world back then. Well, not a whole different world, but when it comes to lashes, it was before people started moving away from strip lashes and going into corner lashes or individual lashes or lashes that go underneath, magnetic lashes. No, magnetic lashes existed, but I just think, we moved into a more natural look when it came to lashes. And I only had one pair in my collection that was a half lash. So anyway, it is what it is. But what I was starting to say is that I had originally reached out to Lisa J, the founder of BK Beauty, just to ask her for help. Where do I begin if I want to start my own lash line? And she was, more than willing to help me. But first she said, hey, what if we did a collaboration? What if you did a collaboration with BK Beauty for your lashes? And so I took that idea to my husband, and he was like, great, because he really did not want to have a whole setup on our dining room table of, printing out labels and packing boxes. He just didn't want to have a ship station basically in our house, which kind of bummed me out. Now, let me say this. This is really, really important. My husband is extremely supportive of everything I do. I would not be where I am without him being my biggest supporter and my biggest cheerleader. So I have to say, it was kind of surprising that he felt that way about me having like my own product. It's not that he didn't want me to do it. It was more like everything in the background that he was worried about, because we both are so clueless when it comes to business ventures. My husband is in sales, for those of you who might be curious. So neither of us have really any experience in starting a business. I'm using this new Morphe. It's like a tri-colored powder. Okay, we're gonna mix some yellow with some purple and some pink. And what was I saying? Oh yes, my husband and the business venture. And at that time I agreed with him. I said, this is a great opportunity. I knew that Lisa and BK Beauty were going to do great things, and they have. So I was excited to be a part of the team. So I am proud to say that I did have my name on something, but is that going to be it for me? Do I want more at age 53? I just don't know. And then again, what brings me back down to earth, I guess you could say, is that not everyone is putting out their own products, starting their own brands, and maybe I'm really not behind. Just stay positive. I tell myself this. I give myself like daily affirmations, like, oh, by the way, this powder is really nice. And I know I'm powdering a lot, but I have very, very oily skin. I know a lot of you already know that, but wow, my skin is looking pretty nice. At least in this mirror with my poor eyesight. So yeah, I think maybe I'm not doing so bad. Maybe I'm right where I need to be. Maybe I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Maybe I am not meant to have a bigger career, not career, but maybe this is what's meant for me, is what I am trying to say. And I should be happy. And I am. I honestly think just talking this out on camera is sort of therapeutic, because I'm trying the Rare Beauty powder bronzer for the first time, as if I needed another bronzer. This one is Sunblaze. Yeah, I think just talking this out has made me feel better already. I guess it's just because I just saw that launch the other day. I'm just gonna say it. It's my girl, glam girl, Gabby. She's phenomenal. She's one of those people that just puts out such high quality, beautiful content. She is so knowledgeable, and she's coming out with these eyeliners for mature, also hooded eyes. So I'm so excited for those, and I will be sharing them with you on my channel. So she just had that launch the other day. So I think that's kind of what got my brain, the wheels turning again, thinking like, well, Risa, you could be doing something like that, but you're not. Why don't you? I say to myself, why are you so lazy? Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just start researching like what product you would want to put out? So yeah. Oops, I just went a little heavy with that blush. Oh, a lot heavy. It's not showing up as much on camera, but in the mirror, it is heavy. This is a Kosas blush. I love a red blush, especially in the summer. I feel like it's so like fresh, and I do like that sort of sunburnt look. And this definitely does that, but I think I may have gone a little overboard. Yeah, especially on my nose. I just went a little crazy there. Okay, so let me know if any of you feel this way in your job. If you're still working, maybe you're retired and you don't work anymore, but for those of you that do you feel like this is it for you in your career, or do you feel like there's more you can do? Or is there more you want to do? That's honestly what I have to ask myself. Do I want to do more? Do I want to put in the time and the effort and all of that it takes to have a business, other than content creation being my business? Because yeah, it is my career. I just bought this lip combo from Mary Phillips yesterday. I am so easily influenced. I saw someone on TikTok use this combo, including Mary Phillips herself, and I just thought it was so pretty. I am so used to doing just a nude pink, nude peach lip. This is going to be, I think, a little bit darker, a little bit rosier. I'm using the lip liner in Cherry Cola and the Lip Siggy in Slow Burn. I have the other liner shades I have are Skinny Dip and French Exit. Skinny Dip's a nude, French Exit is more pink. And then I have two of these Lip Siggies, two other shades, and I love how tiny they are. They're perfect for an evening bag. So I'm gonna line my lips, and I can't talk while lining my lips. So I'm gonna line my lips, come back, apply the lipstick. I really like this color, even on its own. It's so pretty. It's a perfect roseberry. Oh yeah. Love it. All right, I'm done, except for I'm going to add some highlight to my tear ducts. I did add some corner lashes. Now I'm going to take a fan brush, and this is a Rare Beauty highlighter. Just adding some to the tops of my cheekbones, under the brow. And yeah, we are done. If you made it through this entire video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Before I go, I do want to mention my nails. People are always asking me what is on my nails in every single video I post. And usually, at least for the past year or so, I've been wearing press-on nails. But my mother has been telling me to buy this specific nail polish for a long time now, at least a year. And I've just been so addicted to my press-on nails that I just haven't made the purchase. But then I heard another content creator, my friend Stephanie Marie, raving about this brand London Town. So I decided I was going to give my nails a break from the press-ons, and I bought the nail polish and the gel top coat. This metallic polish went on so easily without any streaking. I have another, like a Sally Hansen polish that's similar to this color, but it streaks. It is nearly impossible to get it to be streak free. This polish, on the other hand, oh my goodness. I just did my nails this morning, so I cannot personally attest to how well the polish wears, but based on what my mother has told me and what Stephanie has said, I have extremely high expectations. So I will have the links to every product I used to get this look down below in the description box. There will also be a link to make your first Midi health appointment, and also a link to this polish. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. I upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. My username is the same on every platform. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you again for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.